Good morning, dear teacher. I'm Gabriel Markovich. Today I'm going to talk about William Wilson, written by Edgar Allan Poe. The notice it's so important it starts recognizing that this story has been made in prose. On the same we can find 54 paragraphs. Pattern as the first pattern we can identify inside of the story, it's Wilson's name. Another important thing is the double subject similar to Edgar that takes place in his narrative part. In the contrast, Edgar and William are best friends. They spend a lot of time together. They travel around the world giving trainings at local schools and universities. Feeling. In William Wilson, Poe explores the idea of a divided identity based on the figure of the double on one of his main themes that belongs in turn to a broader tradition that is out of the fantasy style. Through the use of this theme, Poe manages to express his ideas about the duality of human nature in a literary way, the possibility that two opposite moral expressions coexist within the same individual, good and evil. The theme of the double is present in the story from its own title. In this sense, part of the criticism coincides in interpreting the pseudonym adopted by the narrator with the excuse of not wanting to involve the family line in his infamy, as an anagram or play on words that mask his own duality. To conclude, I talk about the six core questions. What it is about. The story is of a main character named William Wilson. It's told pointing out his disgust for the grim presence of his conscience, which is reflected in the narrative as an external character that appears in moments where Wilson performs unethical actions. In the story, the closest memories of William's school life are narrated relate to an Elizabethan school located in England, directed by Dr. Bransby, who was also the pastor of the church. What kind of text is it? For me, it is a narrative text. Who is addressing whom? The narrator, we refer to him as William Wilson. Reverend Dr. Bransby. Dr. Bransby is Bud, the principal of William's school, and the pastor. Where and when does the story take place? First published in 1839 with a setting inspired by Poe's formative years on the outskirts of London. How it is done, like all fantastic stories, however, William Wilson allows an explanation outside the supernatural. It is so interesting in this sense that no one other than William seems to notice the similarity between the two. By challenging the narrator's own perceptions, we can consider the possibility that his double's resemblances and harassment are nothing more than an obsessive fixation that consumes his mind into insanity and hallucinations. Why do you think Why do you think it was written? Because Poe is creating a tale based on rationality and logic. Thanks.